Why Kenya?
Why not Kenya? It's a beautiful country, very diverse, lovely people, and it's a safe place to travel around.
So, do you have a big team doing this? And gentlemen, thank you so much. This is Mad with Africa. We are coming live from Ellen Park, United Kingdom. For those who are joining us, thank you so much. And for those who are subscribed to our channel, thank you so much. Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, because this is Mad with Africa. Make a date with Africa. And today, as I was going around, I came across this rhino rhino arc. I was so amazed by what is going on here, and I needed to know more. How are you, sir? How are you?
Fine, thank you. My name's Ross Field. I'm on the committee for fundraising for Rhino Arc.
Yeah.
Rhino Arc's a UK charity, an arm of the Kenya Rhino Arc, and we are here to raise awareness for the charity in Kenya for the good work that the conservation charity does. The charity started in 1988 with a small bunch of people who decided to raise some funds to put an electric fence around part of the Aberdare to protect the black rhino. And subsequently, 25 years later and 400 kilometers later, the whole of the Aberdare National Park is now fenced with an electric fence. It's a threefold fence, keeps the animals in, means the farmers and the children on the other side of the fence can carry on with their activities without danger, and it also protects the environment, prevents illegal logging, charcoaling, and also poaching. Um, the charity has grown from strength to strength. We, in the process of fencing the Mount Kenya, about 300 kilometers of 450. We've started recently on Kakamega Forest, and we've also fenced the Maui Buru area. Part of the idea is to protect the water towers of Kenya, to stop deforestation and keep those water towers going. Otherwise, Nairobi will be in a permanent state of drought. Uh, One of the events that they raise in Kenya, an annual event usually on the 1st of June or the weekend thereabouts, is the Rhino Charge. It's a 4x4 event, 65 competitors, different location every year. 13 checkpoints, and the winner is the person who can do it in the shortest distance within 10 hours. This year's event was held down in Kajiado County, and they raised an amazing amount of 326 million Kenya shillings for the charity.
Okay. So before we go far, let me ask.
To the event, we went up north to Archer's Post, went into the parks up there. We went to El Progetto, which is a fantastic conservancy, trying to breed the southern white rhinos, and into the Aberdare National Park. There's just so much diversity and such a lovely country to travel around in.
Okay, it seems you have more knowledge about Kenya. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing the Rhino Charge for 14 years, and following our travels around Kenya, I then drove from Kenya down to South Africa with a 4x4 Nissan Patrol, through Tanzania, through Malawi, into Zambia, into Namibia, and then into South Africa. It took 18 days.
So you go around Africa. As Mad with Africa, we make a date with Africa. So we try to encourage people out there to come and travel to Africa, come and see for themselves. Let me ask you, there's a misconception out there. They say that Africa is not safe. What can you tell them?
Well, I say within the entire 6 weeks I was away traveling in Kenya and then down to South Africa, never had one incident. The police were always polite when they stopped us. The road system, there were some challenges on some of the roads in some of the countries, but in general, very easy for people in the UK used to driving on the left-hand side of the road, all the way down from Uganda all the way to South Africa is all left-hand drive. So it's very easy to right-hand drive vehicles. So you're driving on the left-hand side of the road. So very easy to travel around. The border crossings take a bit of time, but that's just part of Africa. Everyone's always very polite and really had an enjoyable time and never felt unsafe once during the whole trip.
Okay, what is that one thing you really miss about Kenya?
I think when you're living in the UK, apart from a day to day where the weather's good, I think the weather is the one thing that you miss when you're living in Africa when it's raining 300 days out of 365 days.
Yeah.
But the people, Kenya's a beautiful country from the coast, the game parks, up to Marsabit and areas like that. It's such a diverse country, so much to see. definitely worthwhile spending as long as you can there.
Okay, what about the food? You know, like you are British, yeah?
Yeah.
So how do you get your local food, or you just adapt to Kenyan food?
I think there's nothing wrong with nyama choma. Obviously, we go and eat that,
How do
and
they call it here, Nyama Choma?
I think they call it a barbecue here.
Oh,
Yeah,
they call it a barbecue.
and then obviously, if it's a multicultural society, I've enjoyed many a karoga with our friends in the Asian community.
Yes.
And restaurants in Kenya are fantastic, diverse. There's anything and everything from sushi through to Italian.
Yeah.
So there's no end of good restaurants in Kenya wherever you travel.
Okay, so you could recommend people out there to travel to Kenya.
Absolutely, as I say, it's got everything from the coastline, fishing, scuba diving, deep sea fishing. Um, the game parks are fantastic. Mountain climbing on Mount Kenya, if that's your sort of thing. It's the second highest mountain in Africa, and it's a bit more of a technical climb than Mount Kilimanjaro. So it's a stunning country, lots to do, and yeah.
Okay, so when you come back to Rhino Arc, what's what that one thing that drives you to do this?
I think the conservation, the work that Rhino Arc do is fantastic. Educating children, putting in water harvesting in schools, um, the human wildlife conflict which they're working on, and unfortunately, it's an undersold charity, and I think one that's definitely worthwhile. There's no squandering of funds. The overheads are kept to a minimum, and there's lots of hard work and. What they're protecting with regard to the wildlife will carry on for the generations to come.
Okay, thank you. And what's the end game of all this?
And the end game is to conserve energy and educate the youth as to the. Otherwise, there will be no wildlife when they become older. They get to my age, there'll be a shortage of wildlife.
Okay, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your knowledge about Africa. It seems you have traveled to Africa. At least now, people out there will know about Africa and Africa. I'm an African and really appreciate. I'm really happy to be an African. Thank you so much. When are you going to Kenya soon?
Probably this time next year, I think will be the next time for the next rhino charge, which will be around the 31st of May.
So, where exactly in Kenya does that event take place?
It's a different event every year, and they only release the actual venue 3 days before the event starts.
Okay,
So the people that are competing in the 4x4 event can't go and recce the area and find out where they need to drive. So they get told the day they're allowed into the venue, they get told where the venue is, they get sent a map via email.
Okay, so it's an adventure at all.
Absolutely, yep. It's 4x4s, shortest distance, 13 checkpoints in 10 hours.
10 hours.
Not for the faint-hearted.
All right. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate what you do. Keep doing what you do. Let's oh gosh. Let's keep pushing. Let's drive Kenya to the highest level. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. So,
I'm not sure what the permanent staff is, the back office staff, the technical staff, but obviously to keep the fences maintained, there's a staff of about 100 people, about 15 vehicles to maintain the fences, keep the bush clear so that you're not getting false alarms and triggers on the electric fences, and maintaining and replacing. The Aberdare Park is now 35 years old.
okay.
So
Yes.
the termites have now got to the posts, so we're having to replace those posts, and we are doing them with recycled plastic posts as well, just to try and be a bit more eco-friendly.
Okay, so there are people back in Kenya who benefit, who get their daily living out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the rhino charge when we go into the event, each vehicle going in pays an access fee, and that goes to the local community. So this year we raised about 45 million Kenya shillings for the community, and that will go towards building a clinic and some additional classrooms on their school, and obviously kitting those out with equipment as well.
That's really good. I really appreciate you. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir, for everything you're doing.
One of our projects is to save the bongo. The mountain bongo, there are only about 80 number left in the wild in Kenya and in the wild. There are many in zoos around the world, but we are now, with other charities round Mount Kenya, putting together the rewilding project for the mountain bongo. And we started that mainly this year, and it's going to continue and continue and continue till there are many wild bongo out there in the Aberdares, Mount Kenya, Maui Baru, and Southwest Mau. So that is a little project that's ongoing. We have a person seconded from the Calgary Zoo, Donna Shepherd, and she is our leader in that, and she'll be talking at the Muthaiga Club this coming week. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.